can hear me. Tommy, can you hear me? All right. Who is the person that was talking about Alvin Lee in the beginning of the week? Who was telling me about Alvin Lee? We were talking music. All right. As soon as our stream starts, I'm going to start. So I want to welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to Quarterly Grains. My name is Lee Goldstein. I'm the trading director at 10-Minute Trades. Please remember that all the trades we take are for educational purposes. It is possible to lose money trading futures. Trade carefully, etc. Read the risk disclosures. Now, you know what? I found out something. But I don't know how to do it yet, but I'm going to figure out how to do it. There is a way that I can make the trade room screen that I'm streaming for you bigger without changing my personal charts. At least that's what they told me at tech support in the trade room. So I'm hoping there is a way to do that. I don't know how, but that's what I've heard. I don't know how to do it yet. So I just have to practice doing it. I have to learn how to do it. So that's good. Because people say, some folks have said they can't see the charts that well. And when I'm streaming them, they do look small. They do look small. All right, so we're trading quarterly grains to money trade. Excuse me. I just have to figure out how to do it. Now the tests, you should easily be able to read the text because they're not being streamed. So you can zoom. Also, folks, if you look up in the control panel, the taskbar of the trade room, there are ways that you can do your own zooming. That I'm positive. You can zoom and make things bigger if you need to. So I'm going to actually set up two separate trades. And I'll tell you why. There have been a few instances, where, well, there's been one instance, I shouldn't say a few, in the past 6 months where corn got so volatile before the trade that I had to switch to soybeans because it looked like corn was not safe to trade. That was a WASDE report. The WASDE report is very similar to the quarterly grain report, okay? So I lean towards corn because it's a little bit less, excuse me, my throat is like, I guess we've been talking all morning and my throat's killing me. I find that corn is more liquid, a little bit more liquid, and it's more stable, okay? It's definitely more stable. And soybeans are whippier, and they're definitely harder to trade. They definitely are not hard. They definitely are harder to trade. I'm also, so keep in mind the contracts. Corn, ZC 1221, soybeans, ZS 1121, okay? ZS 1121. Okay. I mean, people get afraid of the grains, but there is one thing you need to understand about grains. If the move was so humongous, there is something called, now notice the professional trade word, humongous. That's a very serious technical term. It's sort of like Elliott wave, humongous. If there is a very, very, very large move, very, very, very equals humongous, then you can hit something called limit up or limit down, and you could be frozen in the grain market until tomorrow or until the grains open again, until the market reopens, which is the normal opening time. So I suppose that would be this evening. Now, I'm not trying to scare anybody. The interesting thing is, if that happens, according to our testing, it never happened to us that we got stuck in the market, but we have seen the markets reach limit up or limit down twice in the past year and a half. I had never seen it happen before in all my years of trading. I don't anticipate it today because this time of year is usually not as big a move in the grain trades, excuse me, as it is other times of year, like the spring. But just be aware. So our testing showed if you got stuck in the market, roughly 75% of the time when the market reopens and you get out, you're stuck in the direction that you were in your trade and you were more profitable. So in other words, let's say you had a short and your short was a profitable trade and the short move was so big and you didn't realize it, you got stuck in the market. When the market opened, it opened even further down. That's more common than a change in direction. However, I'm not planning on anybody getting stuck in the market. I'm just being transparent and honest that these are the things that can happen. We have seen it. We have seen the markets actually reach limit and they stop trading. It's like the market closes and they don't, they don't, what's the word? They don't end your trade. They leave you in the trade. What's the word I'm looking for when your trade is ended? Somebody help me out here. I'm having a brain freeze. Liquidate. Thank you. No one helped me. Thank you. Liquidate. They don't liquidate your trade. They leave you in the market. So, like I said, I don't anticipate it's going to happen. But anything can happen with trading. We just see it all the time. Anything can happen. So ZS, I'm trading a ZS chart, and I'm setting up a second trade that is not going to be live. I do not trade both on this trade. This is a trade that sometimes requires a lot of management. Sometimes it just bursts and it's great. Other times you have to really manage it. It can reverse. You can have whipsaws. So everybody makes their own decisions. Some people trade both. If you like risk, that's your business. I like risk. I don't mind risk, but sometimes I don't want to trade two trades at the same time. So I'm setting up a soybean trade on my right chart, and I'm setting it up almost very similar to my corn trade. If I can breathe and speak. Now, You see what I mean about how huge the move was last quarter? Through over 300 ticks. It was something I don't think we ever saw anything like that in our lives. In our lives. It was monstrous. It was absolutely monstrous. So I'm not greedy in these reports, okay? I'm not greedy in any report, generally. I don't trade greedy. I try to trade smart. Now remember what I said. Please pick your own targets, please. Don't mimic my targets, all right? Pick your own. So I'm going to set up a soybean trade. 7 ticks, 14 ticks, and 22 ticks in targets. And, pick 8, pick 19, pick 12, okay? Do something like that. Change up the targets, please. The stop is 15, and the entry time is 11, 59, 59. Okay. Let me record this. Can you all hear me okay? There are a ton of people here. Is the person here that was talking about Alvin Lee last week? I just wanted to tell you something. I don't remember who it was. So I'm recording this. I'm just like such a music fanatic. All I do is listen to music all night long. When I'm done trading, I'll just, do my emails, headphones on, earbuds. Can't stop listening to music all night long because I don't sleep much. 11 entry time on soybeans is 11:59, 59. 11:59, 59. Anybody out there? Nobody's saying a word. Just let me know you're out there. Anybody alive out there? Anybody alive? Okay. So I'm using a bracket of 8 on soybeans. And the other thing is I don't cancel this trade normally unless something really unusual happens, because this is a trade we don't know when the news is going to come out, and we're probably never going to know what the news results were. I don't think even Financial Juice has anything to do with this trade. They won't say anything. So this is what I call a blind trade. The only way we'll know that the news has been released, most probably, is we'll get filled. And it's usually a trade that, fortunately, there's volatility before it, but usually it's a safe fill. And an 8 bracket on soybeans is usually good. Soybeans are noisier than corn. Excuse me. I'm really sorry. So I'm not trading them both at the same time. And you can use the DMM for your setup. Just change up the targets a little. Use 9, 9 and 19, 9 and 18, something like that. Okay? And the reason I'm setting up a second trade is if there should be so much volatility on corn, which I'm preferring to trade, I would switch over to soybeans. And that has happened. The tick value is 1250, David, just like the S&P. So bracket of 8, a target of 7, 14, and 22. Targets of stop of 15, entry 11:59, 59. And then my corn on the cob trade, and I don't mean to enable my soybean trade. I'm not trading soybeans. But if something happens with corn before the news comes out, I don't know if I can find the video. I'll look for it. Let me just set up my corn trade. Hold on. So corn, I'm going to use a slightly bigger bracket. Mark, I would use something in the 20s, low 20s probably. Mark is what I like. That's what I'm going to do, somewhere in the low 20s. I mean, it really depends on how good you are at management. You got to be careful because these reports can reverse very, very quickly. So for that reason, you probably don't want to make your third target too big. And I actually prefer to add my extra contracts on the first two and leave my third one smaller because of that. So I'm using low 20s for my third target. Now the stop on corn is 12, and I'm using a little bit bigger bracket, a 6. You can use the 5. I mean, really, you can. You can use up to 8, but shrink your targets by a couple of ticks if you use a bigger bracket. Because these reports tend to move a lot. Look, if it's a dull report, then a bigger bracket will probably cost you money. And there have been, just because it's the quarterly grain report, it's not a guarantee that it's going to be a great moving report. There are no guarantees. There's been, a fair amount that have been dull. It happens. It happens. But it's more common that you'll get a decent move, especially because it's a quarterly report. And there's a lot of attention being placed on farmers and the struggles they've had with tariffs and, a lot of things that went on in the previous administration. Farmers have not had it easy. I think we all know that. Farmers have not had it easy. So my first trade is corn, my first choice. Okay. So what I would do, let me see if I can find that video. Now, I'm very superstitious. So I think all traders are probably superstitious. It was a WASD trade, which is very similar to this trade because they're both grain trades. I wish I would have labeled the darn WASD where I changed what I did, but I don't think I did. Let me see if by some miracle I can find it. Ah, you know what? It's February. It's February. I can tell. Okay, it's February. Let me find February. How do you pronounce February? February, right? February. I'm losing it. It's been a long day. Why do I not have February? February. There it is. So I think in February, that's it, February. It's like the Ayatollah Khomeini. In February, watch what happens. I was set. Nah, it's not February. Nope. It is not February. Nope. Let me see. It was after February. Maybe it's March. If you can all bear with me, I'm going to find this. and I'll show you what happened because it's kind of interesting. I hope I can find it. It might have been March. How do you pronounce March? March. If you're using limit orders, even if there's too big of a burst, it'll cancel it. I never use it because I don't want to cancel my trades if there's a big move, because sometimes it'll fill me, pull back just a very little bit, and it'll still work. There's some things that are in the software that were here before I got here. That's one of them. I don't generally want to cancel a trade if it can be avoided, because more often than not, trades, when you cancel them, they're good. I mean, this was the report. Watch what happened in April. So in April, I had a corn trade set up, but it was less than a minute before the trade, and look what corn did. It acted as if the news had come out. It was WASD, not quarterly grains, but it's similar. The concept is, so what do? If you really want to trade the report and you have two choices, corn and soybeans. So I had two trades set up, right? You can see them. So the idea is I'm going to uncheck WASD, corn, and fast check soy, and it's going to change the instrument that I'm trading. So that's exactly what I did. Watch the move that corn makes before the report. You had to be fast to do this. That worried me. That looked like the news came out early. Uncheck, check soybeans, just in time. Soybeans made money. And you know what was funny? Corn wound up being safe anyway. Even though it had that crazy move, it was safe anyway. But it was smarter, in my opinion, to trade safely, right? I opted to be safe, to trade an index that wasn't going crazy before a report. That's, it's just a way that you can protect yourself. Let's check our time sync. There have been time periods on this trade, more so on the WASD, where there have been slow entries. In other words, entries after 30 seconds. So I would generally not cancel this trade, just as a general rule, because there's a history of grain reports sometimes triggering late. So I don't like to cancel them, okay? I don't like to cancel grain trades because of the history. All right, so my time is off, right? I'm 0.3 seconds ahead, so I need my dimension 4, right? Need my dimension 4 to help me out. Click the Sync Now button. Watch the synchronized. It's going to change. It's now putting me in sync using the server at location. That's what dimension 4 does. Then I close my time.is, close it, and bring it back. Bring it on back, and then do time.is again, and bingo, I'm in sync. That's what dimension 4 does. Okay? That's what it's supposed to do. It doesn't mean it's going to always do it. All right? But it's going to do it most of the time. Now, I do have my charts already preset for my brackets. Okay? My charts are bracket preset. I'm going to double check my soybean setup. Beans, beans, the musical fruit. Bracket of 8. Showing my age on that. Nobody young knows that stupid thing. Targets of 7, 14, and 22. The key is the stop is 15 and the entry 11, 59, 59. Okay. Wow. A lot of people here. Where'd you all come from? Where did you all come from? So just curious, who's trading? Who's trading? Who's trading live? Who's trading live? Who's trading live? You don't have to tell me what. Okay, a lot of people trading. A lot of people trading. Whenever I think of the word heaven, you know what I think of? Field of Dreams. Is this Iowa? No, this is heaven. Beautiful, beautiful line. AM, what do you mean? AM, what do you mean? I might try to stop you. Doing remote live. You're remoting into your computer? Why don't, well, AM, I mean, that's not really crazy. It's actually, the only thing that worries me is resources getting there, being there, if you know what I mean. But having a trade set up, it's not so foolish, you know what I mean? It's only a question of system resources being used by remote, getting in remote. That's the only thing that I think about when doing something like that. I just want to have the majority of everything that I do not using as few resources as possible. You'll find out, right? Chantal says it's not much, and she remotes into her computer a lot. Chantal happens to be the smartest person I know. Way smarter than me. Now, folks, we have a lot of people watching on YouTube. Would a couple of you give us a like and sign up for the channel? Thanks for watching, and if you sign up, you'll know the next time we're going to be here streaming. We stream almost every day. So the markets are pretty calm. They're very calm. They're very calm. I know you can't see what I'm doing. I'm just checking my setup, and I don't want to uncheck it. Okay? KT, you could tell me what you're trying to do after the trade. So we're watching carefully. I'm watching for volatility of an insane amount. which I don't think I've ever seen on the grain report. Now, corn has been more volatile than grains today, than soybeans today. You could see that there's more ticks of movement in corn today. Neither is like off the wall. I mean, corn's got a bit of volatility. So I'm just watching and waiting, as the Moody Blues have said. Watching and waiting for someone to understand me. I hope it won't be very long. Isn't that something we all wish for? Corn is moving. It's a little bit active. I think I'm committed to corn. I probably shouldn't say that, but I think I am. Ten seconds. It's pretty rare to get a delayed fill in this report. Wow. Hey, people, I just made $2,000. Get out of your trades. Get out of your trades. This is a gigantic move. I just made $2,000 in 1 second. 1 second. This is the biggest trade I ever had in JOBB history. Okay? Not 1,000. Hold on, folks. I think I'm having a heart attack. I think I just had a heart attack. Hold on, I got to call 911. I have to call 911. Listen, I think this morning was like the greatest, nicest morning. Forget this trade. I think all the trade rooms were this morning. I had such a good time this morning. I just have to relax for a second. My heart is beating so fast that I think all my clothes just flew off my body. I'm actually sitting in my chair naked. When the $2,000 mark, my clothes, they flew off my body. I don't know why. All right, folks. Let me say hello. This does not happen often. You don't often make $2,000, right? So this is not really me. I'm a lot younger in real life. I'm a lot younger. This is the old version of me. Also, I'm allowed to fool around now. I just made $2,000. I can do whatever the heck I want. I can curse now if I want. I can do anything. First of all, let me put on my cool glasses because it's pretty cool to make $2,000. Those are my cool glasses. They look better. Oh my God, you had it on sim. Oh, you didn't get filled, Jody? All right, let's talk the trade. I just want to say hello to everybody. I'm excited and I'm happy, and you'll probably hear about this for a month that we made this much money. We're never going to stop. I'm going to send 5,000 emails today. Jody, what happened? What was your setup? What was your setup? So Chantal, the reason I love Chantal, and the reason Chantal is the best, is Juan Philippe, awesome trade, awesome trade. But she knows immediately how much slippage there was. So Jody, by some chance, did you have limit orders checked? Did you have limit orders checked? Are you positive? Are you positive? Triple check. Triple check your settings, please. Just to be sure. Did anybody else not get filled? Did anybody else not get filled? Ron, let me check. Folks, I mean, please write in what happened to you. I don't understand that, Ray. I don't understand how that could have happened on that trade. Ray, do you have, Jody, do you have your Ninja Script output file that you could send us? Ninja Script output? Everybody type in what happened, win or lose, win or lose. If you had a problem, please tell us also. Why did it trigger long? Ray, do you have your Ninja Script output? Do you know what I mean? And so, Ray, where are you? Where are you? Oh, Mark, I'm so sorry. Mark, it'll probably be fixed in half an hour. I hope so. Wally, nice trade. Nice trade. Fred, awesome trade. Jody, so, Jody, what you want to check. Ray, tell me what your settings were. Long with ZS. Oh my God, why were you trading ZS? Why were you trading ZS? That's the question. We said no ZS. We said corn. Corn. Corn made you money. And the ZS, look what soybeans did. It was a losing trade. They went up first and filled you long, and then the real trade was short. Ray, that's what happened. Don't trade soybeans unless it's an emergency. Only an emergency. Only an emergency. I said corn, the whole room, corn, corn, corn. Ray, I'm not picking on you. I want it to be right the next time. I don't want you to lose money ever, ever, ever. I don't want anyone to ever lose money. My fill short was 542, even, 542. I know, Ray, but I just want to be the person that helps. That's all. That's all. I don't want you to lose money, and it's a terrible feeling when everybody made money and you lost. It's happened to me, especially on the jobs report. Right, KT, right. So, Jody, I was just going to open my strategy and just make sure. Hey, Chantal, do you think she didn't get filled just because of the slippage? Jody, you didn't have, by any chance, stop limit not checked. There's really nothing else that would get you in trouble. Nothing else that would get you in trouble. What's the speed of your internet? What's the speed of your internet? Yeah, I don't think the slippage is not that much. Jody, do you have that output file? Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about? Well, good, Ray, good. I'm glad to hear that, Ray. That makes me feel a lot better. Seriously, I feel a lot better. Honest, I feel a lot better. Now, soybeans, it's a pretty big fall. Pretty big fall eventually, but it looks to me like they went up first. Now, does everybody everybody know how to send me screenshots? I need screenshots with the money showing. Screenshots with the money showing. Are you saying 202 megabits, Jody? MBS? Because mine is 1 gig. Jody, I'm paying for 1 gig. When you say high speed, how fast is it? I'm 1 gig FiOS, not 500. 1 gig. So if you're 200, let me show everybody a speed test. So make sure, because I might not be saying it properly. So in a speed test, right? I usually do UCLA, just because it's a stupid word. I tend towards the stupid. Go. And see how it says, Jody, are you saying you're 200 when I'm 900? Jody, your internet is slow. They may be calling it high speed, but it's not. So my question, see my download speed? 800. 800. And I pay $59 a month. $59 a month. 900. My internet is so fast. No, I'm teasing. It's fast. So Jody, if you can up your internet speed, it'll give you better event trades. It'll help. It really will help. Also, do a speed test. Make sure you're getting your 200. Make sure you're getting your 200 if that's what you're paying for. My internet is fiber. I use Verizon FiOS. Now, Comcast is the other big provider in my area. I never had good luck with Comcast. I don't mind Comcast as a company, but their internet just was not as fast for me. Okay, so Jody, that might be why it didn't fill. It was really, really fast. I mean, 200 is good. 200 is good, don't get me wrong. But that was an ultra fast trade. Let me show you the video. So don't feel bad because sometimes you won't get a fill. It just is what it is. It is what it is. Sometimes there's nothing we can do with a trade. If I could trade a higher liquid instrument, I would. Okay? I would. But corn's the best for this report. Corn's the best for this report. Lou 400 is very good. Jody, good question. Are you Wi-Fi? Jeff, good question. Wi-Fi or wired? And maybe they've upgraded the speed, Jody, if you haven't talked to them in a long time. Maybe they've upgraded their speed. I thought you were in a big city, not like in the middle of nowhere with horses and cows and stuff like that. I thought you were a big city person. Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't think you were like a hillbilly or anything. Not that I don't have anything against hillbillies. I mean, I married a hillbilly. My ex-wife is a hillbilly. West Virginia. I've been to West Virginia about 100,000 times. I like it there. I'm a hillbilly. A hillbilly. What the heck does that even mean? A hillbilly. A hill I get. I don't get the Billy part. Billy Carter? Let's watch how fast this trade was. This trade was quick. Quick. That's possibly why there was a no fill. If you think my heart wasn't in my throat before this trade, folks, my heart was in my throat after the trade. After the trade, my heart was in my throat. It was scary because it was slow to fill. I was worried I was going to go, oh God, that was fast. That was fast. Watch soybeans. They go up first. They do it all the time. A lot. Too often. Soybeans go up too often, or they go the wrong direction first. I hate soybeans unless I have, see? And it wasn't even fast. It was a crappy move up, enough to fill you and ruin the trade. Corn is the way. I do think slow internet would only get slippage, not give you a no fill. You know, Jeff, it's the only thing I can think of. I don't know. Ninja converted your order to a limit order. Why? Why did they say that? They wouldn't say. Michael, if you want to find this report is on the USDA website. It's called Grain Stocks Report. USDA. It's probably, I don't know if it's on the website yet, the way the government's working now. You think it's on the website? I don't know. Yeah, it's there. USDA, just Google Grain Stocks Report. Grain Stocks Report. So, Jeff, that's unbelievable but Ninja's not the broker, Jeff. Ninja's not the broker. Ninja didn't do it. That doesn't make sense. They weren't the clearing broker until recently. Unless you just signed up with Ninja like 2 months ago. Okay. I got you. They are a clearing broker now. Isn't that a conflict of interest for them to be the broker and the clearing broker? I think that's a conflict of interest. I think. I'm surprised that legally they're allowed to do that. All the Phillips accounts were moved to Ninja. Wow. I did not know that. So Phillips Capital is no more clearing broker. Wow. Ninja also bought, they also bought Infinity Futures last year. They moved Dorman also? Wow. Did not know that. Feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good, gotta say. Anybody want to ask me anything? I think this was a great morning, and not because of this trade. I thought it was a great morning because I thought the trade rooms were educational and fun and great this morning. We did that oil open, which I thought was awesome, a good lesson. I just thought the morning was great. It was a good bunch of trade rooms. And then to have it topped out by this. Let me look, Tess, hang on 1 second. I just wanted to make a picture. I'm going to torture everyone for the rest of your lives on this trade. 5,000 emails today alone. Don't miss out. Join us. Look what you missed. I don't want to make you feel bad, but I'm making you feel bad, you dope, for not joining us. What's wrong with you? Join us. The squeeze trade. Ray, we got to have a webinar on it, on using the squeeze. we will do that. I promise. I promise. It's a whole setup that it's sort of like something that a lot of people do in the room. It's not official. It's just something we've learned over the years, in all honesty. It's a reversal trade. Look, here's how it works, Ray. You can see it. You can see it, especially, you can see it fail on soybeans. So you have a steady move down. The squeeze has to have a momentum value of 17. The squeeze, TTM squeeze, a value of 17 on a 30-second chart, okay? On a 30-second chart. And then there are signals that the squeeze gives off after a trade. So you have a move down, and then it changes color. That's a long signal. It was late, and it probably would not have worked. But then you got another change color for a good reversal trade to the downside. See how it changed color? Another change and direction. It's got to change color and direction. See, long signal here. It went from red to light red, and it changed direction, and the direction was smaller. That's the concept. But you want to look out for market trends, indicators. You don't just randomly do it all the time because every signal won't work. You want to try and to optimize your signals, do it after a pullback or a small move in the opposite direction, just like any normal discretionary trade. I think I have to lay down. I think I'm in a state of shock. You know, the last quarterly grain trade, we made $1,347. So on the last two quarterly grain trades, we've made $3,375, $33.75. Jody, I don't think that should matter, other than the fact that I think ticks are faster moving. I don't honestly know if that would affect the fill. Anybody have any thoughts on that? I don't think a tick chart should matter in whether you get filled or not. Jody, the question I'm asking one more time is, remember the Ninja script output that I said you should open and keep part of everybody's website, trading screen, trade, workspace? Did you happen to have it? Because if you have it, you could copy the text and paste it into a Word file and send it to us. What don't you know how to do? What don't you know how to do? I'll tell you. Do you have the file? Oh, okay. So maybe you never did it. Maybe you weren't here when we did it. Click on your Ninja Trader icon on the bottom of your taskbar. You're positive it's not in there? Okay, let's try something. The problem is it probably won't be there because it was not open. Go to New. Go to Ninja Script Output. This is for everybody that trades with us. Go to New, Ninja Script Output. Click it, left mouse. It'll open a chart. Jody, if the chart is not blank, cut and paste the text. If it's blank, it's not going to help today. Minimize it. Don't exit. Don't close it, minimize it, and save your trade workspace. Save your workspace so that Yeah, it's blank because it doesn't put the data there unless it was open during the trade. And right, Jeff, everybody should do this. Everybody. Everybody. Everybody that made money, please send me pictures. It's really important. It's really important for us. It really helps us. If you made money, you should want to help us, right? Is the market frozen on soybeans? No. Nope. It's still trading, but it's looking scary. I wouldn't enter a soybean trade now without checking. Okay, Tess, great. Thank you. Thank you. If you just keep that window open and minimize it, exactly. Save it in your workspace. Absolutely. Absolutely. Jeff is right. Save it in your workspace. All right, folks. A lot of people had a great, great trade. This was a really good day for most of us. I'm sorry if anyone lost money. I hope if you lost money, you made it in other ways. You were trading discretionary or you traded some of the other trades. So this was a pretty awesome day. Pretty awesome day. See why one trade can make 2 weeks? Family money can work. We went through a mediocre month. Anybody who had a mediocre month and traded a couple of contracts today probably made almost all their money back, right? Jody, that's the right attitude anyway. You got to have a positive attitude. If something goes wrong, it's like we were talking before. I will not go cry in a corner. I know I'm feeling good now, but I was feeling good before this trade because I thought that we learned a lot today and we spent our time well. That's valuable to me. Alonz, what message couldn't you figure out? What message? Exactly, Jody. If you don't have a positive attitude, oh man. And that's life. Oh my, what do you mean? Alonzo, what do you mean? Why didn't you ask me? What default 24/7? Oh, that's ridiculous text in the DMM. Oh my God, Alonzo. Why didn't you mention it to me? It doesn't matter. But let me explain what it means. I'm never busy for you. Never. Don't ever think I'm busy. Bust in. That's why I'm here. I'm busy yakking and ranting. Exactly, Ray. You know how many lessons I've learned by losing a lot, Ray? Losing a lot, not a little. Lost a lot. Alonzo, the data series, I hate to say this. That note is wrong. It's incorrect. My data series is on instrument settings. All that it affects is the pivots. It doesn't affect the trade. You don't have to worry about it. The only time it matters is if you're trading after hours. If you're a stock trader and you're trading after hours, then it has to be on default 24/7 or it won't update your prices. You won't see updated prices. Alonzo, I'm really sorry for that. Really sorry. Really sorry about it. No, don't worry. Alonzo, there's certain trades that I would trade if I was in the hospital, unconscious, hooked up to a respirator. And quarterly grains is one of those trades. Nothing would stop me from trading the family trades. Nothing. Keep that in mind. There's no problem that I haven't warned you about. I have warned, if there is something to worry about, I'll tell you in the room, I promise. I will never let you go into a trade worrying that something's not right. Do not take the DMM over live speech in the trade room. That's rule number one. The DMM is static. The trade room is, what's the word? It's like an amoeba. It's constantly changing. We're always figuring things out. The DMM was yesterday. The trade room is right now. So I'll always, always, always keep you as safe as humanly possible. I'm not going to let you trade if it's not safe. You know that. Now you know that, and now you know it for sure. It's never going to happen. I traded five. So what I did, I said that I didn't want to be greedy, and I wanted to be safe as possible, because I know that corn and soybeans can freeze the market, right? So I traded an extra contract target 1. I traded 2 contracts. I traded an extra contract target 2. I traded 2 contracts, and I just traded 1 contract on target 3. So I traded 5, but my risk, I feel, was much lower, because all I had to do was hit my second target, and I had 4 out of 5 contracts get filled. So even if target 3 isn't filled, I've got a nice profitable trade, and I can manage my way out if it reverses or something like that. Yes, it works on both. It's just a question of how the pivots work. Alonzo, I will post that. That's going to be our trade of the week also. So I'll be emailing a video on Saturday to everybody. I'll email that video. If you want to, yeah, trade of the month is right. Trade of the year, probably. I'll try, my boss, he's going to, send out probably an email later. I don't even want to tell him that we had such a good trade, because it just creates extra work for me. So, but it's such a good trade. I'll post it. I'll put it up on, yeah, I think I recorded everything, Jeff. Let's take a quick look. I think I recorded for quite a while. Where is it? Where's my report? Hold on. I don't see my recording. Oh my God, did I forget to record it? I have the trade room recording. Everything's recorded, the whole thing, but I didn't do my own, darn it. I didn't do my own personal recording, I don't think. Let me look. Hold on. I know I did. I had to. Yeah, I recorded it. Hold on. I'll save it again. Oh, I'm losing my mind. I'm out of my mind. Completely. It's September. So here's where we recorded it from. 20 minutes before. Yeah, the setups, they're going to be on there. They'll be on there. All right. Any other questions, folks? Any other questions? Oh, Tess, what happened was there was a note at the bottom of the DMM that worried him, because it said, if you never traded corn before. And it's just a note that shouldn't even be there, because it's not true. It's true, sort of. It's incorrect, actually. If you have not opened a ZC chart before, you'll have to set it up correctly. Open the data series window and change the session plate to default 24/7. If you don't do that, your chart will not display historical data and SMA pivot data accurately. That's not 100% correct. It won't display the data according to the time that it calculates the pivots from, if your chart is set to default 24/7. If it's set to instrument settings, all it does is calculate the pivots and historical data from a different time. Okay? I'm not saying don't read the DMM. Read the DMM. It's very important. It's very, very important. But if something on there has you even slightly uncertain about anything, ask me, because it's two different traders' views of the market. Me and someone else. And I'm in here trading every single day. Every single day. Tess doesn't read the bottom. Now, I would probably read the whole thing. I would read the whole thing. But every now and then, there's data that maybe it got left on there by accident because it was pasted yesterday. Maybe. Sometimes it happens. There's so many reports. But sometimes something has changed because the features of the software changed. But the issue is, any confusion, interrupt me in the trade room. I'm not going to yell at you. Never. I don't care. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. Bug me. All right? I'm never busy. That's really important. All right. You know, if I'm in a rant, stop my rant. Alonzo, I never bark at you. I don't bark at people. There was someone who used to come in here who said I had an anger problem. Do I have an anger problem, people? Do you think I have an anger problem? Seriously? Does anybody think I have an anger problem? I have problems, but do I have an anger problem? I don't think I've ever gotten angry at anybody. Never. Never. I don't even get angry at my ex-wife. And I could kill her in a moment. I don't get angry at her. Now, that is a joke, an official joke. I don't want to be canceled by the ex-wives of America. Don't cancel me. It's a joke. You know, Jody, my job is hard to a lot of people, but because I was a musician, I was always on stage and all that stuff. To me, it's just like being on stage. I am patient as a saint. That's the truth. Because I've been such a horrible person in my life, I'm trying to make up for it now. I don't want to go to hell. That's why I'm a nice person now. But God knows that, so I'm doomed. I can't win. God knows my true self, right? I'm doomed. I'm doomed. Oh, man. You can't fool God, right? Oh, man. I didn't think of that till just now. I'm doomed. I thought I could be a good person for like the last couple of years and it would work. I don't think it's going to work. My true self can't get away. All right, everybody, send me your screenshots, please. Alonzo, I hope none of us see him too soon. If it's a he, she, maybe it's a they. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's a puppy. I don't know. All right. Yeah, I need a dog. I need something. Maybe a cat, a dog, horse, somebody. All right, folks. I'll see everybody tomorrow. What's going on? I wish this was the last trade of the week. I'm ready to just take the week off now. You want to take the week off? Now we got a bunch of stuff tomorrow, I think. I know, Alonzo, my daughter has three. My daughter has three dogs. Oh my God. Two of them, the worst dogs ever in the history of humanity. And I watch them all the time. I go live at her house for like weeks at a time. And I watch her dogs when they go away. Tomorrow, we got Canada GDP. Oh, ISM is tomorrow. That used to be a prime trade. That used to be a family money type trade. So we'll be in the trade room tomorrow, starting at 8. We got some stuff. Wow, Jody, holy crow. Absolutely. Absolutely. Google, is there absolutely no one else you can use? Okay. Are you Lake Tahoe? Lake Tahoe? Isn't that Nevada? Am I crazy? Aren't they worried about fires? I don't understand how you can be anti-climate change. I just don't understand. I don't get it. I mean, what is wrong with people? All right, let's not get into that, or I really will lose my job. All right, folks. Thanks, everybody, for sticking around. It was a really good day, and I'll see everybody tomorrow, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock tomorrow. All right, folks. See you all later.